Good morning. I'm throwing this video out way early in the morning because I have a lot to do today. Um, but yes, this week is about misconceptions. I guess like regarding trans people. Alright, one of the misconceptions that I've noticed initially in my journey was trans man, trans woman. A lot of people confuse that, and basically the person is just transitioning into the opposite sex that they were like assigned as when they were born or whatever. So if it's like female and they're transitioning to male, it's trans man. If it's female, or I mean, if it's male transitioning to female, then it is trans woman. So I'm sleepy. Just woke up. But yeah, and then another one was pronouns. Like everyone assumes um that when someone transitions from like female to male or male to female, that they're gonna want to be like he, she, he, hers, stuff like that. Sometimes what I've noticed is some trans people actually, depending on like I guess their like a gender or something like that, that they don't necessarily like use like the ones that we typically use, like he, his, they, theirs. So I guess it would be to ask people about their pronouns, pretty much. Another one was surgeries. I actually had the yeah, the honor of being on the sleaziest chat room in America, most likely. And I was bored, and I hadn't been on that chat room like forever. But my name on there, it was like trans guy something something, but it was very obvious or whatever that I was trans because I put trans guy in the front, obviously. Um, and people actually asked me questions. Some people were just ignorant, and others actually like they asked me about like surgeries or whatever. And even though like a lot of people don't feel comfortable like answering that, and in my personal life, like I'm not gonna answer any kind of questions um about surgeries, like unless like I'm gonna be sexually active with that person or I feel really comfortable or something like that. I'm still learning like boundaries that I don't feel comfortable with, but at the same time like wanting to educate people. But at the same time you also can Google stuff. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I talked to like about procedures with them. I told them about like there's top surgery, there's bottom surgery, blah 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 blah. And I explained to them, like changes that happen with your body or whatever. I mean, not everyone's comfortable with talking about it, but I'd rather tell you and have you correctly informed than you go Google the wackiest fucking page on the internet that has a whole bunch of shit that isn't, excuse my language, that isn't even correct. But yeah, misconceptions I think too are that sometimes people when they get off T they want to detransition. Not true. I don't think that someone that gets off T wants to detransition. For me personally, I see myself like getting on T and then getting off T just to kind of like save my eggs or whatever. That way, I get married, I can have kids that are genetically mine. I don't mind adopting as well. That's not something that I'm far like against or anything like that. Kids need homes. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the things that I can think of. Oh, people also assume that when you transition, you can have a voice like this, and you're gonna look like a 12-year-old boy. That's not. Everyone is different. Some people are more pass more, some people don't. But it's not everyone is gonna look like they're 12. And if they do look like they're 12, it's not your business to ask them if they're transgender or not, because it might just be a 12-year-old, not a trans man or a trans woman. Um, but I think that's pretty much it. But that was like just like questions or whatever. I think people even misconceptions about questions. obviously you know not to ask, do you have a penis or do you have a vagina? Like obviously those are things that you don't ask. But I think also to like from the other side of of things, I would say that if you really really want to ask, then be honest with the person, but also not like you've known them for 3 months and then like if you've known the person for a few years and like you honestly have questions, I'd say sit them down and ask them, like, hey, even from the opposite side, like from people that I know, hey, do you have any questions? Usually people don't give a fuck, and they're not really concerned. But yeah, it's pretty much, excuse my language again, pretty much it. Till next Thursday. I love you guys all. Have safe, fun Fridays and weekends, and get ready to enjoy your summer.